Today we're going to be taking a look at AEM's new AQ-1 GPS data acquisition system. We're going to be talking about what it can do, what problems it solves, what it does and doesn't come with, and why you're probably going to want one.
When tuning an engine, there's a lot of information that you'll need to know to make educated changes to your tune instead of swing in the dark, trial and error guesses. RPM, boost, fuel pressure, air-fuel ratio, assuming that you even have gauges to visually display these things, trying to commit them to memory for later when you're adjusting the tune is pretty difficult. Now if you have a full standalone, like the AEM EMS Series 2, right out of the box it internally logs anything that the computer sees, things like RPM, fuel, timing. If you'd like to log other things, you can wire sensors in for things like oil pressure, fuel pressure, temperature, stuff like that, and you're only limited by the number of inputs that you have. Now if you're using a stock computer or your standalone is out of inputs, it might be time to start considering beefing up your logging solution. For those of you who don't have data logging capability in your ECU, or you're looking for a more advanced solution, AEM has released their new universal data logger called the AQ-1. It's small and lightweight, it's compact, it can be installed in your race car, truck, motorcycle, ATV, snowmobile, or pretty much any of your other toys. It has a 3-axis accelerometer that can be used to measure G's during launching, braking, and cornering, and it even has built-in GPS track mapping capability.
We mentioned earlier that with any logging solution, inputs are the name of the game.
So let's talk inputs. The AQ-1 has 3 switched digital inputs and 8 0 to 5 volt analog inputs, 4 of which can be used for frequency-based signals like RPM or duty-based signals. There's also the AEM net connector that can be used for seamless plug-and-play integration with other AEM net compatible devices like the Series 2 EMS or the new 4-channel Uego wideband controller.
That sounded confusing. Don't worry, he lost me too. What does any of that do for me?
Alright. Here are a few examples of 0 to 5 volt sensors that can be used to log on any of the 8 available inputs that the AQ-1 has to offer. AEM has an air intake temperature sensor that can be used to measure the temperature of air entering the engine. This is important because as temperature increases, density decreases, throwing off the consistency of your tune. Knowing the difference in temperature change can help you to make temperature-based calibrations to make your tune more consistent. This sensor comes with an electrical pigtail connector and a threaded aluminum weld-on bung that can go anywhere along the intake track of your engine. AEM also offers an exhaust gas temperature probe. You can run as many of these as you have inputs for. It'll measure the temperature of air leaving the engine and let you know how aggressive you're getting with your tune. To measure air pressure like boost, AEM offers a range of different map sensors that can be used in any configuration that you want to measure boost. You can use one before and after your intercooler to measure if you have pressure drop to see if your intercooler is the proper size. Now it comes with a 1/8 MPT thread on the end, but also comes with an AN adapter and a barb adapter for you to use vacuum lines with. This sensor also comes with an electrical pigtail connector. To measure fuel pressure or oil pressure, you can use the liquid pressure sensor. This can also be used in your coolant system to measure how much pressure is in your water to see when the head is starting to lift on aggressive setups. This also comes with an AN adapter and a pigtail connector. To measure fluid temperature like coolant, they have a fluid temperature sensor. This also comes with an threaded aluminum bung and an electrical pigtail connector. This is important for if you want to measure oil temperature or water temperature to see if anything is, if there's any heat-related issues or anything, catch it before it turns into a failure. Now if you want to log air-fuel ratio, AEM has a couple different options. The first of which being an inline Uego wideband controller. The controller is right in that little black box in the harness. It comes with the sensor and everything that you need to log air-fuel ratio. Now you'll need to log this to something like an EMS or the AQ-1. You won't need a gauge for it, but AEM does offer you a Uego gauge that has a couple different customizable colors on the gauge. This can be ran standalone by itself, or it can be ran into the AQ-1 or into an EMS. Now AEM is about to release their new 4-channel Uego wideband controller that logs air-fuel ratio from 4 different sensors at once. It's important to know that this does use up 4 inputs on your EMS or on the AQ-1, but it will measure air-fuel ratio per cylinder, letting you know if you have a cylinder that's not matching up. And on most EMSs you can make changes to correct just that cylinder. These are just a few of the 0 to 5 volt sensors that you can use to log to the AQ-1. There's a lot of other ones. Basically any 0 to 5 volt sensor will work.
The AQ-1 comes with a 2 gig memory card, but it can be swapped out if you need a larger one for more logging space.
The fact that it's removable is really convenient because you don't have to sit in the hot race car with your laptop hooked up anymore. Now you can just pull the memory card out and review it inside whenever you want. It also has a 1,000 Hz sample rate. That means it collects data 1,000 times every second. The fact that it has a 2 GB removable memory card and 1,000 Hz logging makes it one of the largest and fastest solutions on the market. OBD2 logging is a big deal because it will automatically see anything that an OBD2 computer sees. Things like RPM, vehicle speed, timing, and a lot of other things too. This is also great because it frees up the other 8 inputs on the AQ-1 to log sensors that your car didn't already come with.
When you order the AQ-1, it's just the logging module and the SD card. You'll also want to purchase a wiring harness.
AEM offers 3 wiring harness solutions. The first is the plug-and pin connector that you'll populate yourself. It comes with a pre-terminated CAN and a USB for the laptop. Second solution is their short, fully populated harness. All the pins are already ran into this connector. It also has the USB and the CAN, and additionally has this serial connector for you to add other GPS modules. The last solution they offer is a 96-inch fully populated harness. It also has USB and CAN, and it's 96 inches long. The only other thing it doesn't come with is sensors. First, you'll have to determine which sensors your car already has, and then what other channels you'd also like to log.
All log files are viewable in the AEM log software. Let's take a look at that now.
This is the input setup screen in the software for the AQ-1. You can see the 4 analog inputs on top, another 4 that can also be used for frequency-based, the 3 digital inputs. Then you can also see the accelerometer data and the GPS data. In here you can configure these for whatever you want. It has the relationship chart here where you can do voltage versus whatever units you're going to be logging. Also, here's a log from the AQ-1. You can see we have boost, coolant temp, engine speed, and air-fuel ratio. You can see where we went through the gears, and it logged everything at each specific RPM. It's really easy to use. You just click wherever you want to see it, and the values up here will change to tell you what units you've got.
This logger will be more appealing to some of you than others. For example, OBD1 ECUs are not set up to send info to a logger. So most of you doing stock ECU chip tuning could benefit from an AQ-1 to add logging to your program.
Especially you Fox Body Mustang guys, they could benefit from logging math voltage versus RPM and air-fuel ratio. You could add this box to expedite the tuning process.
A lot of you guys using piggyback programmers like an FIC, SAFC, or even stock ECU flashing will benefit from this too.
This is a huge community. It's got domestic guys, OBD1 Honda stuff, MR2, Evo, Subaru. A lot of people could benefit from this box. Even if your computer already has logging through a laptop, this is internal logging, it's faster, and it's got more logging space. 2 of the core features that the AQ-1 comes with out of the box are the built-in accelerometer and the GPS track mapping. These features can be used to monitor fuel and oil supply during conditions like acceleration, braking, and hard cornering on the track. This data can also be helpful when selecting which tire you want to use and suspension tuning.
Real Street is an authorized AEM dealer and stocking distributor. We have all the items you've seen in the video stocked and ready to be shipped today.
We're a full-service race shop, and we stand behind the products that we sell. Because before we offer them to you, we tested them on our all-wheel drive dynojet and at the track. If you have any questions about any AEM products you've seen in this video, or any other AEM products for that matter, please feel free to contact us today.
We're here ready to help.